はい、じゃあ続きやっていきます。病院内のネズミというミッションの途中ですね。江戸川スワンジーは私にレディ・アシュブリーと会い、できる方法で彼女を手助けするように依頼した。その女性はペンブロークの主な出資者で、管理者としては彼女の支援を失うことにやすやすと同意はできない。私は今、建物近くのどこかのテントに貧しい病人を訪れているというその貴婦人に会いに行く。彼女の名声が脅迫らしきものに脅かされ、危険にさらされているという。そして私は彼女の名声を守るために、病院の利益のためだ。もちろん。ということで、まず、レディ・アシュブリさんを探しに行きます。はい、マークが近づいてまいりました。このテントだね。はい。
The flu took my dear wife, Emily. I take comfort knowing we'll soon be together again.
Mr. Rainfield, that's no way to talk. You're in good hands here, and we'll be up again soon enough. Now do me a kindness and get some sleep. I'll be back round later.
Your words are kind, the blessings of an angel. You're the sweet, sweet lady of mercy.
あれ？この人って、もしかして前に会ったヴァンパイア？
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
ああ、
It's a pleasure to see you again. You seem surprised. Dr. Swansea has brought me up to speed concerning your recent appointment to Pembroke Hospital.
もう急ぎで教えて
You're
く
a
ださっ
vamp.
たの。
The lady who saved me that night, before vanishing into thin air. I remember you from the pub with Dr. Swansea.
Indeed. Allow
Hi.
me to introduce myself formally this time.
アシュブリ。
My name is Lady Ashbury. I remember you well, in spite of the brevity of our encounter.
この選択肢でなんかあるのかな。今のところは助けてもらったこともあるし、この人には好感を抱いてますけど、私がね。お会いできる声ですね。いいんじゃない？普通に。
Apologies.
あなたにはいつも驚かされます。お会いできて光栄
I'm
で
very
す。
happy to see you.
The pleasure is mine, Doctor.
I hope you're more
今
disposed
よ
to
り一
answer
層
my
私
questions
の
now.
質問に答え
You
たい。
must have countless questions, but our rather urgent matter first. Swansea has explained.
喫緊
My
の課題が先
cover,
なんです。
if you prefer, has been compromised.
隠すもの。あ、どうしよう。なんか、どうかな。今はこれでいいんじゃないかな。もう、なんか、一回失敗してから怖くなっちゃったな。これで行こう。聞いた方がいいかな。まあ、いいか。あなたの手助けをするためにここにいます。
Dr. Swansea has commissioned me to be your agent in this matter.
あ
You
ま
could
り
start by explaining what's
聞かずに
amiss.
行っちゃいましょう。
These past insufferable
ゆ
weeks,
すりの被害者で
I've
耐え
been
難
the
い日々
victim
で
of
したわ。
extortion. I've made a first payment, but the blackmailer grows greedy. I must refuse his most recent demands.
ちょっと待ってよ。じゃあ、ヴァンパイアってことを知られた、それでゆすられてるのかな。他のヴァンパイア
Who would be so foolish as to threaten you? A kindred spirit.
Even if it were the
そう
case,
いう
and
ケ
I
ース
highly
がある
doubt
としても
it,
かなり疑わしい。
a vampire would have asked for
お
something
金
more
より
valuable than money.
価値のあるもの。
My suspicions lean toward a
患
patient.
者かその家族に傾いています。どうしてほしいんですか？
What are your expectations? Please be precise.
As the newly appointed surgeon of this hospital, you are in an excellent position to ask innocent questions and deftly learn the identity of my blackmailer.
続けてください。
Please continue. Every detail is essential.
もう部下ですからとまで。
My embarrassment in this matter is eclipsed only by my shame at having put the hospital at risk. The threat from our anonymous scoundrel is clear. A list of dates. My visits coinciding with the dates of suspicious patient deaths due to massive blood loss.
失血死ってことは、この人が吸っちゃってるってこと？違うよね。この人も多分人間を襲わないようにして生きてんじゃないかなと思うんだけど、悪いやつは別として、まあもう聞かずにこう、私に任せてくれ。
I'll take care of it. Do you know where I should start?
If that was the case, I'd settle the matter myself. You could talk to our local gossip, Harriet Jones. Not a pin drops here without her hearing about it.
I'll meet that woman now.
My life, as others know, is in your hands, Dr. Reed. I'm sure of your discretion, but I do fear your powers of persuasion will be put to the
テス
test.
トなのね。
When this is resolved, I'll be your obligé. I'll answer all questions in regards of your
全てにお
condition.
答えします。はいはいはい。ハリエットと話す。ハリエット。
Good evening, Milton.
Good evening, Doctor. Still trying to save lives?
あ、ちょっとごめんなさいね。これ、前回さ、前回っていうかもうだいぶ前になっちゃうかもしれないけど、写真を見つけたんでね、二人で、写ってる。何さんだっけな、ピップさん、なんか、その人と、彼女と写ってる写真。
I have some good news, Milton.
What? The epidemic's over?
I retrieved your wallet with all the money and a certain picture.
Well, yeah, Pippa Hawkins is my girl. So what? Is it the difference of skin colour that bothers you?
Not at all, Milton.
Good. Please, take this money anyway.
お金？
To remind you to keep your mouth shut. Not everybody is as broad-minded as you, Dr. Reed.
別に誰も喋らないけどな。調査に成功。看護師ホーキンスとの関係。
What's going on between you and Nurse Hawkins?
Pippa's tired.
ピップは疲れて
Tired
る。
of all this shit.
そうだね。
Tired of all those corpses piling up. She's as depressed as I am.
絶望で結ばれてるわ、ちょっと。解雇されかねないもよくわかんないな。ここが付き合ってるのがバレたらってこと？そういうことなのかな？差別的な時代とかそういうのがあるのかな？絶望で結ばれてる？そう？
During the war, I witnessed a few couples just like you come together in difficult circumstances. It can be very damaging.
ああ、いらんこと言ってない？
But we support each other, and that's all that matters.
なんかどうなんだろう。
You do realize you could both get fired.
あ、病院スタッフは親密
Hospital
な関
staff
係を
are
持
not
ってはいけ
meant
な
to
い
have intimate relationships with
こ
one
とになっ
another.
ているだろう。
Come on, Dr. Reed. Do you know how many rules are broken in this hospital every day just to keep it running? There's nothing wrong with what we're doing.
はい、じゃあ、とりあえずさよならね。
Goodbye, Milton.
じゃあ、経験値入ったんで、ピッパにも話しとくか。先に、ハリエットの前に。はい、じゃあ、ピッパさん。
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
あれなんか全然違うの出ちゃった。ちょっと待って。もっと役に立つ人になりたい。
What steps are you prepared to take to feel more useful?
I don't know yet. My sister believes that the real fight is in the streets nowadays. Maybe she's right.
あ、そっか、この人は
Maybe
プ
this
リ
is
レ
what I
ン、
must do.
なんていうのあれ誓いを守れなくなった。ミルトン・ホックスについて。ミルトンかな。
And what about Milton Hooks? Does he share your point of view?
For Milton, any change means more comfort and more peace. I disagree.
同意しません。
If you feel that saving lives is not useful enough, perhaps it means that you've lost faith.
On the contrary, my faith has never been stronger. Maybe we are all just too proud to face up to the fact that science cannot compete with God.
なんかどうなんだろうこの人。病院で裏稼業ってなんだっけ？話覚えてないな。あ、こっちも解除されてるな。はい、じゃあこれいきます。ミルトン・ホックスとの関係。
Pepper, I know you're very close to Milton
こ
Hooks.
っちがメインだよね。
Milton Hooks is my man.
お好きにどうぞって
If you
か。
want to report me for that, just feel free, Doctor.
I have no intention of reporting you, Nurse Hawkins, but are you aware of the risks?
The rules say I won't be allowed to work as a nurse anymore. But here at the Pembroke, we break rules all the time.
Is he worth the risk?
Hey, I'm no perfect woman, and Milton is not the finest bloke, but we do our best to get by. That's all any of us can hope for nowadays.
病院で裏稼業って何なんだろうこれ。聞いてみようか。
Have you heard of any underhand dealings within the hospital?
I don't have time for such nonsense, Doctor. I've work to do.
あ、ちょっと待ってよ。これはいけない。ネズミ探しを進めることになってるな。ちょっと待ってよ。違う人に行くのは良くないような気がする。
Goodbye.
一
Nurse
旦さよ
Hawkins.
ならにして、ハリエットだな、まずは。ハリエットさんってどなたですか？
Do you need something, Jonathan?
あ、レディ・アシュブリーに会いましたよ。
I have met Lady Ashbury.
She's a fascinating woman, wouldn't you agree?
本当に彼女を助けようとしていた。私を雇ったのは彼女が理由？そんなこともないんじゃないの？本当に彼女を助けようとして。
She told me you've been doing all in your power to cure her addiction for blood.
そんなこと
Though
話してくれた？
unsuccessful, it's admirable.
Lady Ashbury is a cherished friend of mine. I would not betray her secrets without her consent. Come to the rescue of a damsel in distress. I ask nothing more.
I
ハリエ
have just a few questions.
Then ask away. I'm at your service, Doctor.
ハリエットないな。質問ばっかだな。病院について。
Since I'm the one working for you, what should I know about Pembroke Hospital?
Well, for many years, we have been the only medical facility in this part of town that people can rely on. We support the community here, as well as provide health care.
私に何を期待している？
What do you expect of me?
What we need is hope. You were a soldier. This is a war. This white coat's still a uniform. We fight to help the poor, the sick of the East End, the forgotten.
ち位置は
Where do we stand today?
To be honest, we cope on a day-to-day basis.
その場しのぎで
The
何とか
first
してい
wave
るん
of the
だ。
Spanish flu last summer took us by surprise. We lack many of the basic necessities needed.
You mentioned something about a secret society. A brotherhood, if I recall. Could you elaborate?
Certainly. I've been a member of the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole for several years. We are pledged to monitor and report vampire activity in England as impartial scientific observers.
怖くない？
Yet you don't fear me. And still, you know the monster that lurks beneath the civilized surface.
The Brotherhood has studied your kind for centuries. We believe you are as supernatural as a lion is to a gazelle.
それで君が散策していた説明がついた。
That explains your nightly wanderings about the docks and the questions you ask.
I feel it wasn't mere coincidence that led us to that part of town. There was something as yet unseen that set those chain of events in motion.
Since you seem quite the expert on vampires, what could you tell me about my condition and how it came about?
As men of science, our first step is always to start with what we know. Forget the myths, the hackneyed scrawlings, and the penny dreadfuls. They do not scratch the surface of the truth you now find yourself in.
太陽光で滅びる。
The sun. The morning following my transformation. Its rays burned me. There was pain, smoke, and my skin blackened.
You will find there is very little that can kill a vampire, my friend. You have been offered relative immortality. The sun will most certainly hurt you, leaving you weakened and
滅ぼし
damaged,
てしまうこ
but it
と
will
は
not destroy you.
ないだろうね。
Must I take a life to live?
You are a vampire. You feed, and blood is the sole sustenance that can sustain your immortal frame. And only a living creature contains the nourishment you require.
ウィリアム・ビショップについて。
The man we pursued and slew in the canning factory, William Bishop, I believe, was he a vampire?
He was a Skull, technically
カール
speaking.
とヴァンパイアは違
The
うの
debate rages as to their classification. Some think them a subspecies of vampire, others something else.
カールはどう違う？
Just for clarity, what differences are there between myself and a scowl?
A Skull is easier to eliminate, Jonathan, even if they remain formidable foes for the unprepared. Vampires... Now, vampires exist beyond the mortal realm.
生死を超えて存在している。
How do scowls come into existence?
The name means slave. The etymology may indicate that they are a lesser species of vampire.
ヴァンパイアの架
From what
空
I
種
know,
族。
vampires tend to despise them.
あ、嫌ってんの？
We'll see each other again soon.
ありがとう。ハリエット。ハリエット。
Here again.
あ、開いてる。
these nurses. Bred with no respect.
あ、やっとハリエットさん見つかりました。お、今まで閉まってたんだよな。はい、じゃあ話を聞いて。哀愁のパリ、ロイヤルガーデンホール劇場、クライド・フィッチ提供、ドリス・フレッチャー哀愁のパリ。ちょっと待って、探索。はい、じゃあ改めましてハリエットと話しましょう。
What is
なん
this?
です？
Who are you? Get out of my room.
There's no need for alarm, madam. I'm Dr. Reed,
新しい
the new
外科医
surgeon.
です。
Preposterous. Dr. Reed, you say? I don't want some bumbling intern.
Where's Dr. Swansea?
黙れはちょっといかんでしょう。どうぞ落ち着いて。
Please calm down, madam. I assure you that I am highly qualified. I'm just back from war duty.
How brave. Threatening an old defenseless woman. You know how long I've been a patient here? You've picked the wrong fight. I'm Harriet Jones.
Harriet Jones? Indeed. I've been meaning to have a chat with you. You know what
あ
goes
な
on
たは
here
こ
better
の病
than
院
any
のどん
other
な患者
patient
さん
I
よりこ
gather.
こで起きていることにお詳しいそうです
Better than
ね。
any patient, nurse, or doctor. I've seen so many vile undertakings.
I heard there have been
何で
some
も卑劣なこ
despicable
とが行
goings
われてい
on.
るとか。
Was
そうい
it
う
a
感じ
case
であ
of
りましたね。
blackmail?
Blackmail? Wait. You're investigating something. This isn't a social call. One of those incompetent cunts slit a poor sod's vein.
ああ、医療ミスの話ではありません。俺、こういうの聞いといた方が、やっぱり何かがアンロックされるのかな。
If I didn't know better, Miss Jones, I'd be inclined to say you enjoy this type of idle gossip.
God's honest truth, Doctor. It's just the way it is here. Most of these bitches would let you freeze to death before getting you a blanket.
君が脅迫者なのかはちょっとやめときましょう。医療ミスの話ではありません。
I assure you, madam, this is not an investigation into a possible medical error.
Debauchery, then? Nurses Crane, Hawkins, Brannigans, whores, all of them. They can't keep their legs shut. I've seen them scratching slutty sores.
Really? Well, if you have irrefutable proof, I'll not have the staff behaving in such a manner here.
This is your business, Doctor, not mine. But I swear one of the nurses is cavorting with some man on hospital hours.
Thank you for your time, Miss Jones. You've given me something to go on. See you on the next round.
使ったようです。3人の看護師それぞれに話をするのか。そうなの？
The patients and staff
患者
might
と
know
スタッフが
something.
何か知ってるか
I'll start my
はい
investigation with
彼
them.
らの聞き込みから調査を始めよう。
Damn. The pain. Here again.
じゃあまあピッパーから行こうかね。ピッパー、ピッパー。
So many deaths.
もしもし。
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reed.
裏稼業の話はなくなったな。知らない男が看護師を訪ねている。
What can you tell me about the strange man visiting one of the nurses during her shift?
Let me guess. You spoke with that old shrew,
Aye.
Harriet Jones. Do not pay attention to her, Doctor. She's full of fanciful tales.
本当のことを話しているかも。
She could have been telling the truth about the mysterious man.
That old witch will end up in hell soon enough. Who cares if a nurse finds some happiness where she can?
ジョーンズさんは我々の助けが必要なんだ。
No matter how you feel about her, Miss Jones deserves our help.
Who says I don't care for her? Hate is what keeps that old crone alive.
なんていうかあんまりよく思ってないっていうことは分かったけど。これはもうじゃあ
What can you
特
tell
に
me about the strange man visiting one of the nurses? Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
はい、まあ、生き取り終えました。で、ドロシー。先にプラナガン、プラナガンかプラナガンかわかんない。
And more determination.
I know I can count on you. I wish I could say the same for the others.
You look exhausted. You're pushing yourself too hard. You don't have to bear the burdens of this hospital alone.
ここがお付き合いしてるっていうことなのか？まあいいや。
Good evening, Nurse Brannigan.
Good evening, Doctor.
なんか1個増えてんな。犯罪歴のある病院スタッフは
Do you know if any of the hospital staff have criminal backgrounds?
The people who work here all come from very different backgrounds, Doctor. Just like the patients.
特に進展はない。知らない男が看護師を訪ねている。
Have you seen a strange man visiting any of the nurses here?
I've never heard of such a thing, Doctor.
あら。じゃあ、ハリエットさんが間違っているのか？ちょっとなんかアンロックされたのかね。ないです。さよなら。
Goodbye, nurse. Call me if you need assistance.
ドロシー。ドロシーはどこだ？